What's up, YouTube? Jesse here with Jesse's World, and welcome back to the channel. I've got a new kind of big project that I'm taking on. My daughter and her husband, they don't have a car right now, and so I bought them one. It's nothing special. It's nothing amazing or great, and it has a lot of problems that I need to address before I can give it to them. This is a 2005 Dodge Neon SXT. Like I said, there are definitely a lot of issues, like missing taillight here. It's filthy. The heater core needs changed. The key is stuck in the ignition, and it has to be started with a screwdriver. I do have the title for it. The body is in overall decent shape. Like I said, it's a 2005, so that makes it 19 years old. So there is some rust here, rust up in there a little bit, and then down at the bottom here we got some rusting down there. But it runs, it drives, it's loud because the exhaust is bad on it. But that's it, guys. And it's dirty inside. I need to clean up the inside of it because the inside is really bad too. But I just wanted to get some outdoor shots. I just got back home with it. And it drove fine down the highway aside from the loud exhaust. Does need, I'd like to find, it's got those wheels on 3 of the 4 and then a steely over here. So I'd like to try to find a replacement wheel to fix that issue. I guess it's not really an issue, but that eyesight issue, eyesore issue. There's a dent right here, and, you know, some rust forming and all that stuff. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get it pulled up into the garage and probably start working on it later tonight. I'll bring you guys back with me whenever I get started. Okay, so I'm really just getting into figuring out all the issues that there are with this car. And well, one of the main issues is that the key wouldn't come out of the ignition, and for some reason I just got it out. I tried whenever I got it and I couldn't get it to come out, and now it's coming out and going back in just fine. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I did find that one of the reasons why it probably was messed up to begin with is because there is part of the ignition that's broken. On the back side there's like a pin that goes into the electronic piece that spins, and it's like a key, and part of the key is sheared off, and so that's probably definitely going to have to be replaced. But a lot of the other stuff is cosmetic and kind of nasty. But I'm going to get it cleaned up. That's the floorboard. Doesn't smell the greatest in here. The odometer says that it has 183,000 miles on it. I drove it an hour home, and it never got past the halfway point as far as the engine temperature goes, so that's good. Alright, so I'm under the hood of the car now, so I can get a good look on what all stuff is, well, basically wrong with it, so I can get it fixed. First thing, power steering pump reservoir, missing the power steering cap. Second, radiator mount like this, missing over here because the bolt is broke off inside the hole, and like baling wire is being used to hold the radiator in place. Third thing is and I'm gonna have to change this anyway, but the radiator fluid definitely needs a flush. I'm not even sure if that's just fluid or if that's mostly water. I don't know. So it needs a flush for sure. I already knew the heater core was bad whenever I bought it because I was told that it was bad. And back there, I don't know if I can get this in here good or not. Alright, that's the heater core back there. Damn camera. Well, anyway, those pipes coming out of the firewall right there, it's the heater core. And that's this pipe right here. And I'm about to lose my wedding ring. And it has been bypassed. There is a pipe, like a elbow pipe, put in place of where those heater core hoses would go. That silver thing in there on the firewall. So that I'll be fixing, which will entail me taking the entire dash apart. When I was on the way home, when I would be at extended stops at stoplights or stop signs or whatever, I noticed that the oil light was coming on. And get this to focus or not. It's above full. It's like at the M. Let's see if I'm going to get a paper towel and wipe that off. I'll dip it and pull it back out again. Alright, so I got a paper towel and I went ahead and cleaned it off all the way up. It's nice and clean. Now if we dip it back in there and pull it back out, the oil goes all the way up to between the M and the A, it looks like. That other stuff is just residual from sliding it down the tube. But as far as where it like sits at, right there between the M and the A is where it's stopping at. So it's like way over full on oil. Alright, on to the interior. The interior is, I guess should categorize it as generally disgusting. The doors are filthy. The speaker, filthy and barely works. Every part of the edges is just, it's bad. There's just stuff everywhere in here. The center console, disgusting. Radio does work, yeah. The speakers in the front just kind of suck really bad. The floor, definitely not the greatest. The dash up here is cracked and broken, and the vent that usually goes over the defroster is missing. Yeah, it's, like I said, overall, generally, just pretty bad. Even inside the center console, just disgusting. The seats are not horrible, but definitely need to be cleaned. Onto the back. The upper section is just filthy. All of the door seals do appear to be here, and the doors do not appear to be leaking. This is some of the stuff I took with me. The floorboard in the back seat. The bottle of power steering fluid and stop leak doesn't give me high hopes. He did not say anything about it having a power steering leak, and I asked him because I saw that bottle. He said he doesn't think it does. Probably just because he's missing the cap on the power steering, he had to keep refilling it. Doors, windows, just pretty bad. There is, I'm not going to roll it up right now, but somebody tried to tint the driver's side window themselves, and it's all kinds of bubbled and really bad. So I'm going to have to get the window tint off of that driver's side window, because you can hardly see your mirror through the window whenever it's up, which poses a safety problem. Has it got power mirrors or not? Yes, it does have power mirrors. Do they work? They do work. At least that one does. What about the other one? Yes, the other one works too. Well, that's good. Power steering, or power windows. Wow, I can't talk. The power mirrors work. There's some pretty good dents right here in the door. I'm not exactly sure what caused that or why that's there, but they're there. I have to see if this is going to buff out of the window or if that's just permanently scratched. It's got bad wipers on it. I did not even attempt to use the wipers on the way home for fear that more of this would happen. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, if I'm going to clean that off or if it's just stuck like that. So we'll see. I did clean the front window on my drive home because I couldn't see out of it. Headlights need to be restored or replaced. That one is filthy, but fine. This one is cracked and needs to be replaced. So there's that. Over here, like I said, generally just pretty gross. So I've got my work cut out for me, getting it cleaned up. And the car did come with a new heater core and thermostat, I think he said. So here is a new thermostat, CarQuest thermostats, model number 14209, thermostat with seal. And then here is the new heater core, brand new in box and located way under the dash. SKU 188-20064. And of course the seats need to be cleaned and all that stuff. Much the same over here. Generally pretty nasty edges. Let's see here. So paint looks okay underneath, but needs to be cleaned, like I said. That's the back seat and the floorboard. And don't even let me get you started on the trunk. There it goes. Alright, leaves all up in here. No spare tire, and it's wet in here because the light is missing, so water and everything can just go straight into the trunk. So I have to get the trunk dried out, cleaned up, and go from there and get a spare tire. Speakers are easy to access, it looks like. And the trunk light works. That's cool. The rear speakers actually seem like they work okay. It's the door speakers that are really bad. But I'm probably just going to take all of this out and clean it all outside of the car and then put it back. So that's the general tour of the disaster and mess that I have to take care of. And I think I said why I bought this car. I got a really good deal on it from a buddy at work, and he told me in advance the problems that it was having or whatever. And I thought, hey, as long as it's got a good running motor. But anyway, I bought it for my daughter and her husband. Their car got totaled out, and they had to use the money for something else, and so they currently don't have a car. And she's pregnant and about to have a baby any day now. She's like having contractions that are like really, really far apart. It's been going on for a couple days, but basically, they need to have a car, and I got this one for a decent price. I just have to get it working decent now. So I guess I'll get on with it, and I'm probably going to start with the heater core, getting that changed out, because that's going to be a big, big, big job. Okay guys, so much of the video that you're about to see, the footage you're about to see, is actually been shot over the course of the last 3 weeks. It's currently Christmas. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and tomorrow, the 26th, I'm going to be taking the car to go and get the exhaust fixed on it. That'll be the last piece of this puzzle that needs to be done in order for me to actually give it to my daughter and son-in-law so that they can take care or get to and from the places that they need to. And hopefully, like I said, and I think one of the other video portions that I took, this will be the first stepping stone that they have towards making a better life for themselves. They're just getting started out, they're young, and yeah, like I said, it's done. I'm going to take it to the car wash too and get it cleaned up, because there's still, even though I cleaned a lot of the interior and I wiped off the roof because it was all black and disgusting, I'm going to take it to the car wash and try to clean out some of the remaining dirt in the cracks and crevices, because this car probably hasn't been washed in more than a year and it's been sitting outside for a lot of it. But yeah, stay tuned for the rest of this video, and hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Okay, so I'm going to get started working on this Dodge Neon that I got. And I'm just going to gut the entire interior and clean it because it needs it. It's bad. I got some before shots, and I'll take some afters when I get done. I'm going to start with just trying to vacuum up a majority of the nastiness that's on the floor and in the seats, and we'll go from there. And yeah, I just got to get started on it. I've been kind of dreading it because there's a lot to do, but let's bring it back around to a usable status. So this is the driver's side. Still not perfect yet. All these spots over here, they're like hardened dirt. So when I hit them with the carpet cleaner, it should help to loosen them up. I have to take the seats out still because there's still all that under there. So I think maybe I'll go ahead and work on, I sucked some of the stuff out of that cup holder, but I'm going to work on getting the other side cleaned up now. And just work my way around the car, vacuuming it up on the parts that I can get to easy, and then I'll get the seats out. Alright, so that's, I think, about the best I'm gonna get it over here. This area over here is very stiff and kind of sticky right there, and there's, I don't even know what all that is over there that I gotta get up with the carpet cleaner. Like I said, I'm removing the seats, the center console. It's all coming out and being cleaned. But that's where I'm at now. Time for the back seat. That's this side vacuumed up decently. A lot better than it was now. Let's tackle this back seat. Let's get it vacuumed out at least. It will be cleaning it with a carpet cleaner. I've got a hose attachment on my carpet cleaner, and I'm going to take it to it and clean it. And yeah, this is next. There's something sticky in the seat belt and on the seat over here that I need to clean out. So those seat belts are going to come out. Back seat's going to come out, but I at least got it all vacuumed up. And now the only thing left to vacuum, at least, is this back here and the front two seats. Alright, throw these couple things away here. I'm not even sure what that is. Alright guys, so this is just with vacuuming what it looks like now. Seats are much better, floorboard much better. And then all the center console stuff. Still got to do the back window. Okay, it's not perfect, and I'll probably hit it up again, especially because I can't get a crevice tool back here to get all these dead bugs and everything out of the back corner. It just doesn't fit. It's too fat. So much better, but still needs work. All right, it's disassembly time. Time to get these seats out of here and then start tearing the dash apart. I actually already took the 2 seat bolts out of the front seat, or four seat bolts out of the front seat. They were 15 millimeter. 2 of them didn't come out real easy with my cheap impact, but I got them loosened and then just took them out the rest of the way. So I've got that one and that one out, and then in the back I got those 2 out, and now the seat should theoretically just pop out or come out easy. Let's see if the seat wants to play nice and come out easy. Kind of stuck to the carpet. Okay, well, I got it unstuck from the carpet. Alright, so front seat is out, and there's the carnage that's left afterwards. I'll go ahead and vacuum that up here in just a little bit. It's pretty nasty. Hopefully it cleans up well. Like I said, this stuff here is, it's dirt it's gotten wet, and I don't think that there were no floor mats in here, so I'm pretty sure that's dirt, and the carpet's probably gotten worn down a little bit right there from people's feet. But that's one seat out. Time to work on the next one. Alright, this is where I'm at. Passenger seat has been removed, and I'll vacuum all that mess up. Rear back seat, the bottom portion has been removed, and I gotta clean up the nastiness that is back there. Something had apparently gotten spilled back here, and the seats were stuck right here. Either that or they're glued in at the factory. I don't think so, but either way, I was able to peel them up, peeled off a little bit of the foam, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna get these seatbelt sections out of here. They need serious cleaning. This one here, there's something, I don't know, sticky down inside of it, but I got to get that taken care of. And then get these big old bolts here removed so I can get the back seats off too, because those need cleaned as well. And somebody put this seatbelt on backwards, I think, because like this one is proper. It goes up and it's forward facing. This one, same thing. It goes up. So smashed in here a little bit. Anyway, it's facing forward like it's supposed to be. This one goes up, it's backwards. Like, it's not, you can pull the seatbelt out all the way and it's not twisted anywhere. It's clearly, as you can see, it's dirty from there down, but it's backwards. So whenever you go to put it in, it's going to cross over right here. So I need to figure out what the deal is with that. I don't know, maybe if I get this out of here, I can feed this back through the buckle and put it back on the right way. Never dealt with that before, so I guess we'll figure that out. There's a random bracket of some sort. And a bunch of change. But I'm going to get this section all vacuumed out good and get these bolts out of the back seat so I can get this back seat off here and get that all cleaned up. Alright guys, about, I don't know, 15 minutes later, the vacuum cleaner in here got all the gobbledygook junk sucked up, and obviously gonna have to hit these areas here with some heavy duty cleaner and get them, but I got the carpets all kind of cleaned up underneath the areas where the seats were at, and I couldn't get to it real easy. Now it's time to get these back seats off here so I can get to that back window and get that all out of there and fix that seat belt over there. Alright, so I figured out that it's a let's see if we can do this right. T55 is the size for these. Fits in there nice and tight. So I'm going to get these pulled out and see if I can get this back seat off here, because I don't want to forget which ones went where. This washered bolt goes on the outside. This washered bolt goes on the outside over there. And then these two no washer bolts both go on the inside seat belts. Just so you know, and just so I don't forget. Okay, so I've got the back seat off now. After I got these bolts out of here, there, and right there, I was able to get the back seat off. I did get the seat belt off over there. I've got the weather stripping off that side, and all of the inside paneling off of that side over there. And I had to do all that paneling and the weather stripping because that bolt right there, that one that's right there by my finger, that one right there was underneath of all of the trim pieces. So I got the seat off after those 4 bolts down here came out. The seat just rests on top of these 2 little spots right here. There's like hooks on the back of the seat that it rests into, and that's what holds the top portion in, and then it bolts in down here at the bottom on these with these big 4 bolts here. And now you can see oh, how much worse off the trunk is than yeah. I actually have already pulled these little Christmas tree plugs. I pulled them out, and I got the carpet off right here and on the other side. Here's a hole right there for that one. And I'm going to pull all of this nasty carpet up and get the trunk dried out because it is currently wet. And we'll see where we go from there. I know one thing for sure, and that is these leaves, they're gone. Stanley, do your thing. Alright, so I had to put the phone away for a second so that I could use 2 hands on this, because it kept moving around on me, and well, I needed 2 hands. So I got the rest of it all cleaned up, and now under it. Yeah, that's what's under it. Well, let's work on that next. Hey, look, a quarter. And it's not all disgusting like the ones on the seat. Okay, let's go over what a pain in the ass that was. Okay, so right here in the corner of the carpet, up here in this little hole right here, there's one of those stupid little Christmas tree plugs. And there's another one right here, holding it in right there. And then there's another one on this car. There's supposed to be one right here, but that one was missing whenever I started all this. There was one here on the other side. That one I got out. Another one right here, which goes in that hole there. And then another one right up there in that hole. And I think that concludes all the Christmas tree plugs. That way I'll know where they go for reassembly, and I need to probably get one more for the missing one that was here. Then I got to figure out how to get this trunk liner out of here. I think I just fold the both sides down in on one another, and I should be able to slide it out through the trunk. See how that works out. Well, that worked. I was able to push both sides, that side in, this side in, and slide that whole thing out from the back of the trunk. Now let's see what it looks like back here. Well, it's not rusted out. And it's full of water right now, but not rusted out. I'm okay with that. I can clean up the water and temporarily at least patch, or put some tape over that lens hole to prevent more water from getting back in. Oops. Good thing that's not a regular light bulb, it's LED. I pulled the weather stripping off of the edge of the trunk so that I could get the liner out. And what is this? Does this come off easy? Oh, this does come off easy. So I'll probably clean up those strut tower mounts right there, and I'll clean those up a little bit and put these covers back on after I clean them. Overall, so far, no excessive rust inside, floor pans or anything like that. Looks like it's rusted. So I'm happy with that. But like I said, there's water standing in the bottom of it. So let's get that water out of there. All right. So the center console is out. And just as I figured, it's just as disgusting under the center console as it was around the center console. Time for the vacuum again. I vacuum it all out, and then probably get my steam cleaner, try to steam some of it. I need to take this, figure out how to take this off and get the handle apart, because something's wrong with the handle. That's not supposed to look like that. That's supposed to be inside the trigger. So I have to fix the trigger somehow, but I think I think this is all one piece right here. This goes down to these, looks like like a T20 or something like that, or T24. But I'll get those out of there and try to get that cover off and figure out how to fix the shifter handle and clean up all the disgustingness around it. Well, I am deep into this heater core replacement, and it sucks. Dodge can bite me for their stupid ass design. Basically, this is where I'm at. The entire dash is kind of just hanging there. The heater core is inside there along with the AC condenser and the blower motor. So if you need to replace any one of those three things, you have to do all of this. Learned a few things. First of all, taking apart the instrument panel sucks. Second of all, out here, I've got the air box out. I have the battery tray off. The battery out, obviously. Back here, those are the heater. That's the heater core, the bad one, still in there. Haven't gotten it out yet. There is 1, 2, and 3 bolts that go through the firewall out into this area in the engine bay that are attached to that box in there. I had to disconnect the condenser coil, whatever you want to call this thing, the little round bottle there from the AC, take off the cruise control solenoid. The bracket for the cruise control solenoid is off. I had to loosen up the this clamp that was holding that hose in place. I discovered that this clamp is not clamped onto anything. The antifreeze has been drained. Let's see, what else did I take out? That's it as far as all this stuff in here goes. But I still have to take a few things apart. I was trying to get the heater core box to pop out, and I realized that there is... Oh, let's see if I can find it in the damn thing. Where's it at? There it is. There is a bolt right there in the top. I really hope that's the only one that's securing that blower box into place. I'm about to take it out and find out. Well, it's out. And this fell down. So, I don't know what that was. Oh crap. I gotta figure out what that was. There's like a boot covering this hole up over here. I think maybe that was the AC drain hose. Oh, nobody said anything about that. Is there an AC drain hose over here somewhere? Just hanging out. Yeah. There it is right there. There we go. AC drain hose. That's a really short, really small drain hose. The clamp that was holding it on is not, it's not much of a clamp. Well, that ends up going back on there. Somehow, some way. But anyway, I got it out. Unfortunately, in the process, this broke right here. It does still work. But I really don't want for it to break again, or break after I put it back together and then have to deal with it. So I'm probably going to drill this out and put a bolt very loosely in there with a nut on the other side. Now I have to take this whole box apart, and I think maybe I'm gonna buy a new blower motor to put in here. That doesn't turn real easy, and I think it's supposed to, and I don't want to have to do this again because I won't. It's gonna be hard enough just to put all this stuff back together. Alright, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, at least 16 screws to take out. And I believe there's one somewhere behind one of these foams. I think it's this one. Oh, that does not want to come off nice. Unfortunately, I have to take it off because this is going to separate. Not one behind there. Let's see. How about this one? Oh yeah, it's a clip. There's a clip that you have to take off. There's one, there's two. I'll set these up here so they don't get all dirty with anything. Let's start taking out freaking bolts. Alright, well, I have successfully reached the heater core. After finding 2 more bolts underneath of that, or screws underneath of that box that was on top, and then a 3rd one below that, and let's just say it's not looking great in here, so it's just filthy. And then the heater core, well, there's a big old gash right there at the top of it for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't know if that's what caused it to start leaking or what. But I would definitely say that it's seen better days. So yeah, I'll put the new one in, start reassembling things, but I'm gonna take that out and clean it before I put it all back together. And then same thing with the blower motor, take it out and clean it too, because yikes. Alright, so I cleaned out this. The AC condenser is now cleaned, or I don't know what you call this. I think it's the condenser. And I do have the new one. It looks like it does fit once you take this little guard off the end here. The only issue I'm seeing right now with putting it in and reassembling everything is that this one has that foam strip around the outside of it. The new one does not. And whenever you put the new one in, let's pull this cover off here. When you put the new one in, there's air gaps all along this edge because it doesn't have the foam on it. So I'm gonna have to try to find some kind of foam or something to sticky to it before I actually put it in. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. I'll go ahead and put the cover back on the end there. I guess that's going to be the end of part 1 of taking this heater core out. I could not get the dash completely removed, so I snaked the heater core out, or the blower heater housing crap. I snaked it out of this opening right here. You know, there's a bit of room right here. I had to go around these cables and stuff right here, but I was able to get it out. Now, the fun part's going to be putting it back in and then remembering where everything goes. But I'll figure it out. This whole upper dash section, though, is like crumbled all to heck. Like, it's just bad. It's crumbled. Like I said, that's probably going to be it for tonight. It's currently 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been working on this for, I think, about 12 hours or so. I did some extra stuff, though, too. You know, the cleaning up of the carpets and the removal of the seats and getting the trunk area cleaned out and all that kind of stuff. And sorry, it's kind of cold out here, so my nose is a little runny. But like the battery tray and that kind of stuff, it didn't all have to come out. But I took it out because it made it easier to reach things. So, like I said, I'll get it put back together. It's just going to be a slow process of trying to remember where every one of those bolts go, because there's probably 60 plus bolts that I had to take out and screws and stuff. And probably about 30 different connectors I had to disconnect. So, yeah, I guess that's the way it goes. I'll get her put back together, though. Hopefully everything works after I do. So it's the next day, and I just seen that, I had a bunch of dirt on my face. It's the next day. The heater core is back in. The heater core box assembly unit has been reinstalled into the car. Along with that, the AC system has been reinstalled, the power steering and the bracket has been reinstalled, AC line, this one back in the clip. This, which was not connected, is now connected so that it holds this line down, because this line was rubbing against the roof, or right here against the inside of the hood. When I got the car, it came with a new thermostat, and I was thinking that it just came with a new thermostat because the other one was probably bad. No, I took it off there, and went to go take the old thermostat out, and there was no thermostat. So now there's been a thermostat installed. Heater core lines have been rerouted up and into the heater core. The coolant overflow container has been remounted, and the battery, or the air box, has been reinstalled. Connector for the throttle body reinstalled. The mass airflow sensor connector reinstalled. And the battery tray, I don't know if I have any video of what it looked like before, but this is really thick, and it's actually still very thick and not rusted completely through. I hit it with the wire wheels that I've got right there and cleaned off all of that, along with some of the leftover paint. And I'm not trying to fully restore this thing, but I'm gonna get some black spray paint at the store, and I might hit it with black just to try to slow the cancerous rust from eating it any more than it already has. And this is what the inside still looks like. So it's still in pieces, but I'm about to reinstall all of that, including all 9,000 freaking screws that were in it. And we'll just go from there, I guess. But yeah, that's where I'm at. It's currently exactly 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been working on this for about 3 hours to get to the point where I am. Heater core and reassembly of all the engine components that I had to take off and or discovered weren't in existence, like the thermostat. So yeah, back to getting the inside done. Okay, well, I am currently sitting inside of the new Neon. I say new, but new to me Neon, which it's not even going to be mine. I'm, like I said before, fixing it for my daughter and son-in-law, and they're about to have a new baby. Just to recap, they need a car, they don't have one. The dash is all back together. The knobs are not on it yet because I have to clean them. I'm waiting for the part to fix the ignition, so that's why that's hanging down like that. Overall, I got it pretty decently clean. I need to look and see if there's some way to find a replacement dash pad that's in better shape than this one, because that one is... I put it back together the best I could, but it was crumbling in my hands as I was trying to take it out and put it back in. I have not cleaned off the steering wheel yet or the door pads or anything like that, but check it out. I got all the trim pieces out. All back here. No trim pieces, no trim pieces. Center console is all still out. All of the trim for this door all the way around. All done. I have to wait until Wednesday for the part for the ignition to arrive. After that, I should be able to start the car normally instead of having to use a screwdriver to start it. Like I said, I have the title for the car. I didn't steal it or something. But anyway, it's 5 a.m. I've been working on this for about 7 hours, I think. I think that puts the running total somewhere around 19 hours. The engine is all back together except for the battery box and the battery. I have to change the oil, close the radiator, petcock, drain valve, whatever, and put coolant in it because I drained everything. Burp the system because there's going to be air in the system whenever I do fill it back up. There's still quite a bit to do. I have to clean the seats. I have to re-vacuum the carpet because I have been tracking stuff in and out, and more dirt has been falling out of other areas. I want to clean stuff like this off. I have to figure out how to clean the ceiling because I don't know what happened, but it looks like coffee exploded on the ceiling. So I got to figure that out. And the headliner or the head visor things. I didn't even look up here yet. Oh, that one's got a little slide. Those mirrors need cleaned badly. At least the visors work normal. But all the trim pieces are still off, and they're waiting being cleaned. Like I said, I think I'm going to call it a night tonight. I do have to work today. So, go get a few hours of sleep. Oh, and I've got to try to fix the exhaust on this thing too. Forgot about that. The exhaust, and I think there might be an issue with the front right wheel. So I'm going to look into that as well. But I'm knocking them out one after another. Thermostat installed. Let's see what else under there. Oh, the heater core replaced, which was the big deal and the whole reason that I did 99% of this. I'm gonna guess somebody has been in this door for window problems, because that looks like the door window cover thing, the plastic sheet that's inside the door panel. So I might need to take that off, and well, actually I am going to take that off anyway, because that window has crappy tint on it that somebody did themselves, and you cannot see your side mirrors when driving because of the tint. So that tint is coming off. But I'm going to call it a wrap for this section of the video. So I'm getting started on the process of cleaning the interior of this car, like that kind of stuff. And I got some drill brushes because I didn't have any off Amazon, and they got here today. And I just kind of got started, like I said, cleaning up things. And this was the first thing that I tested it on, one of the brushes. Alright, so this is technically the passenger side of the vehicle underneath the back seat, and that's what it looked like before I did anything to it. And then the driver's side back seat looked pretty much just like that, and this is what it looks like after using this big old drill brush on it. I just sprayed it down. I've got some Rain-X multi-surface cleaner, glass and interior surfaces. I sprayed a whole bunch of it down right there, and then I just hit it with that drill brush, and yeah, it came out looking pretty good. Obviously I didn't get up there. I just was testing to see how well it was going to do. I did clean this window. Yes, there's a window up there. As you can see, it's clean. There's some shadows off of it, but it came out pretty good. And I took the drill brush kit that I have, or that I got. Let's see if I can get over here without stabbing myself in the eye again. It came with this brush. Set it down here. It came with this one, and I used this one around the outside edges and on the carpet just for a minute to see how well it would do. And you can see all of the dust that it kicked up into the middle of the car, just off the edges. This spot right here looked very much like that, with all the dirt and everything. And so those 3 spots right there have been cleaned up. I'm gonna hit it with the brush again all over the carpet, and then vacuum it. And then after I get done with that, then I'm gonna use my carpet cleaner on it. I don't have like a specialized carpet cleaner or anything, nothing like what Detailed Geek has, where he's got, I don't know, professional quality one or anything. It's kind of dark over here. I've got this Bissell Pro Heat Essential Complete, and it's got a really long wand handle on it, and hose and everything. So I'm going to try not to trip on all the trim pieces that are laying on the ground right now that need to be cleaned. But I'm going to hit the carpet with the carpet cleaner and see what it does after I get all the dirt out of it. Like, after I just kind of brush the dirt out of it, at least to begin with, and, get the cleaning process started. But I just wanted to do a little update. Probably going to start cleaning trim pieces and everything over the next couple of days, because there's a lot of them. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The trunk piece is number 6 back there. The center console, the other parts of the center console, including this nasty thing. Yeah, and that's better than it was. So all of this stuff is going to get cleaned. Oh, there's another trim piece. There's another trim piece. They're just all over the place because I took them out of the car and I didn't have anywhere to put them right away, so I just kind of tossed them out of the car onto the ground. I know where they all go. None of the pieces got broken or anything, so I'm not worried about that. And just going to get started on cleaning things, and we'll see where we are here in a little while. Alright, YouTube, so while it's not warm out here, it's not freezing cold out here either. I think it's 41 or 42 degrees, and I need to get these trim pieces cleaned off. I just realized that I left my drill brushes in the garage, so I'm going to have to go back in and get them. But this is what I'm working with right now. I've got all of the trim pieces sitting out in my driveway. I got the water hose on. I'm about to spray everything down and then get to work trying to clean everything up, inside and out, because I'll show you both sides of most of this stuff and it's pretty dirty. So here we are. Most of these pieces, I tried to keep them all separated. These are passenger side trim pieces, and then center console, trunk, center console or steering wheel area, driver side, center console cover, whatever. That stuff up there is part of the steering column area. But this is what we're looking like right now. We got dirt all over everything, dirt and dust. But this car is about 20 years old. You know, it's just in dire need of some love and attention. Everything is just filthy inside and out. And including these seat belts. I have to use a steam cleaner on the ones that are still in the car. Sorry, I just got done eating. But it's filthy. So I'm gonna go back in here and get the drill brushes that I got and start spraying everything down and trying to get everything all cleaned up. So these are all the drill brush attachments that I got. I think I paid $7 on Amazon for these. I'm guessing this one is to get into smaller crevices. And we got these tinier ones for even smaller crevices. The white one is a softer brush than the rest of them. This was probably going to be the one that I use whenever I clean the seats off, so I don't damage the material on the seats. It's real soft. And this one's kind of soft too. And then the red one is harder. But so I'm going to be using all these different brushes, except for I'll probably wait and hold off and use this one only on the seats. Because it's not going to hurt this plastic material using any of those on any of that. So time to just get to it. So I'm going to start by just kind of spraying everything down and seeing what will come off just with the water hose. This will be the one I'm most interested in seeing how clean it comes. It's pretty nasty. I'll spray a little bit of lube down inside of the buckles after I get done. This one's missing the inner parts. I wonder if they popped out in the car, or if it's been broken the whole time. This piece is probably one of the most disgusting pieces on it. And there's some water on my lens. Alright. So as I was saying, this thing is disgusting. Alright, I think that is all the pieces at least rinsed off. Center console, still pretty bad inside. Drill brushes are definitely going to help with that. A lot of the other pieces came dust clean, but not dirt clean. So I guess I'll get to scrubbing. Temperature feels like it's starting to drop outside, so I need to hurry up because my hands are already getting cold from being wet out here, and like I said, it's about 42 degrees. Okay, so I started to clean this, and I thought maybe I should go ahead and take this box out of here. I believe this has something to do with the airbags. Usually yellow stuff is airbag stuff. Battery is still out of the car. But it's pretty disgusting, and I'm going to hit it up with the steam cleaner and try to get all this area all cleaned out pretty good. And we'll see what it looks like afterwards. So like I said, this is the before. I'm not going to be able to video it and do it, but I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, so I thought it might be a little simpler to clean all this if I just pulled the shifter mechanism and everything out of the way. I think I'm going to leave the e-brake in. I'm not going to take it out. Don't know how much. There's quite a bit of tension. Well, there's still a little bit of tension on that. I don't want to take a chance of not being able to put the e-brake back in, so I'm going to leave it there. It's all the way down. Those of you who might be curious on how an e-brake works for the brake light, this, let me see. Alright, so this tab right here, when the e-brake is fully down, it pushes this tab away from, let's see if I can get the flash on here. Alright. It pushes that tab away from those connectors right there. And whenever you pull up on it, all it does is allow this little metal piece right here to contact that little metal piece right there, and it completes a connection to the light. And that's it. That's how the e-brake light comes on. So when you press it down, it breaks the connection, and the light on the dash goes off. But anyway, I'm going to get this all cleaned up and then put everything back together. I'm going to clean that too, of course, but I just figured it'd be easier to do without all of the nuts and bolts in the way of all these little spots right here where it's messed up at. Okay, so this is where we're at after, I don't know, 10-15 minutes of cleaning. I had to hit this part, the shifter mechanism, 2 or 3 times with the steam cleaner. I've got this little Therma Pro 211 steam cleaner, and I had to hit it like 3 or 4 times, or 2 times. I had to hit it 2 times with the steam cleaner to get most of that out of there. Underneath is all nice and clean. Now the carpet is even dirtier than it was before because all that stuff that was it got all blown out all over the carpet. It was cleaner than that, but it's clean all up under here now. I could not get up in there very easy to get that out, but that's an idea of what most of this all looked like before I cleaned it. Maybe I'll try to do that a little bit better. Alright, much less disgusting. I balled up a paper towel and used a screwdriver and smushed it around in there and got the paper towel wrapped up inside of the tip of the screwdriver and started spinning it around. Much better. But overall, I know the carpet obviously still a mess right now, but the center console area is now much less disgusting, much more sanitary. So I put the brush tip on my steam cleaner. I took the straight nozzle off, put the brush tip on here. Let's see what steam can do for this door. It's, well, you can see it. Let's see what it does for this door. Let's grab some paper towels and wipe it down. Oh no, I threw the paper towels in the back. Okay, I got the paper towels. So let's wipe this down and see what we end up with. Alright, so I'm sure it might lighten up a little bit once it finishes drying. You know, the paper towel didn't get it like 100% dry. But definitely feels better. Oh yeah, definitely feels better. So I did this right here in this section, and that's the end result. So I'm gonna get to cleaning the rest of the door. As you can see, it needs it badly, and we'll see what it looks like afterwards. Alright, so the door has been cleaned off with the steam cleaner. It definitely needs some kind of like a leather conditioning moisturizer or something, because the materials are all just really dry. Like, even though it is now clean, it I don't know, it looks very dull. The plastics and the, like, this is kind of like a rubberish material, and well, that's more like rubber. This is like a harder plastic, but they're just very, very dry. And I mean, the car is pretty much right at about 20 years old. So, you know, I'm sure that it's been sun cracked and faded and all kinds of stuff. But at least it's clean now, and it's definitely, I mean, it's steamed sanitary. So there's that. On another note, I have to take the door pad off now because I actually bought new driver's side window switches for the driver's side, because the the driver's window has the auto down feature, and it was getting stuck and it wasn't working half the time. So I bought a new window switch to put in the driver's side door. Now I got to figure out how to take the door apart. Alright, so door pad is off. There was one screw behind the handle, one screw in, or behind the latch, one screw behind the latch, one screw in the door grab handle, and then there was one more, wasn't there? Yeah, there was one right over here in that spot. So those 3 screws, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clips. Yeah, 8 clips that you had to pop out, and of course feel like you're breaking everything as you pull it apart. Then there's the locking pieces and the door latch pieces, and you have to spin. Oh, let me get up over here. There's these white clips here, and you have to spin the rods out of the holders. When you spin the rod out, then the rod will just pull down, and when you spin this rod out, it'll pull up, and you can get the 2 rods out, so you can get the door pad off. Now, I didn't necessarily have to take the door pad off to get to the window switch, because you can just pop these clips right here and pull that piece out, but I needed to get it apart anyway, because this flap here, knocked over my stand, this flap here was hanging out the bottom of the door. As you can see, the line right here from the dirt where the door pad was on it at. So this is supposed to be up here, and not only that, but I don't know if you can see it or not, but somebody put window tint on this window. And so I'm going to run it up, and I'm going to use the steamer, and I'm going to run the window up, and I'm going to get the window tint off the window. It should be easier to do with the door pad off, I think. I hope. Either that or I just wasted my time taking the door pad off. So we'll see here in a minute. Yeah, on another note, the window switch that I got it from Rock Auto, and part number 1S2167 window switch. This is the old one. It comes out with a 7mm socket, and this is the new one. As you can see, it's, wait, is it? Huh. It looks dirty already. This is a brand new switch. I think, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully somebody didn't buy a window switch and then send back a bad one. This one does feel a little bit better, a little crisper. But it's dusty. It's been sitting on a shelf for a long time, or in somebody's car. Well, either way, this is the new one. And it just comes out of that opening right there. And it's all dirty in here. And this piece right here is loose, so I'm going to tighten it up. Actually, I'm going to tighten up all of them real quick while I'm in here. But it just goes back in same way the other one came out. And the 2 7mm screws go in it to hold it in place. So I'm going to get all that tightened up and put in. And I'll bring you back once I start dealing with this window tint. Okay, so I've got the battery plugged back into the car for the first time since I had the dash apart to replace the heater core. I did the smoke check test where I plugged in the battery, I waited a little bit, I looked for smoke and tried to smell for anything burning. Did not see anything. You know, now whenever I put the key in, It says the door is ajar and things work, including window backup, because I need to get this stupid tint off here. And when I said that somebody did a piss poor job of putting it on, this is the view for the rear view side mirror when you look out it. You know, it should be it should be clear when you look out it, but this is what you see. It's literally, I mean, nothing. You can't see anything. So I'm going to get the steam cleaner real quick and see if I can't steam this crappy window tint installation off of here and get these windows clean. Well, the film is off. Now the other film is on. Never taken window tint off before. Did not realize it was going to leave a sticky residue afterward. Although it might not be hard to get off. Maybe some steam cleaner and paper towels. I mean, that actually looks like it might come off pretty good with the steam cleaner. I might put that brush attachment back on it and hit up that glue and see if it comes right off or not. So I did not go put water in the steam cleaner yet, and the reason why is because before I left I remembered something that my dad taught me, and that was that this stuff good for all kinds of things, including removing sticker residue. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I looked up, and you can go to like Advanced Auto Parts or something and spend $9 on window tint adhesive film remover, or just spray a little bit of WD-40 on the window. I used just a little bit of WD-40 and a little brush from my steam cleaner. Like right now. Here we go. So obviously sticky, residuey WD-40. Oh, there we go, WD-40. Just spray a little on there and grab that little brush. I'm sure there's probably some other brush that would work better, but this is what I had right in front of me. And this brush is not going to scratch the window. It's not a very hard brush. Then I just grabbed a paper towel and wiped it off. Obviously, it's going to take a few applications to get it all clean and a lot more focused energy to get it all off there. But the WD-40 is going to, I mean, I didn't have to scrub it hard at all. It just started coming right off. So again, clean window, residue. So I'm going to get this all cleaned off of here so that I can see out the window again. And I'll bring you back here in a little bit. So the WD-40 was kind of working to get the residue off the glass until I got to some areas where it was much thicker residue on the glass, and it wasn't working so good. So I busted out my paint thinner. That was working pretty good, but getting to the edges of the window at the top and the left and the bottom, it was just posing to be a big problem, and I was getting tired of doing it standing up and pushing up against the door and all kinds of stuff. So I took the glass out. There is the window right there. I've gotten most of the residue off of most of the areas, but up around the top edges, the bottom, the left and right sides, I could not get in there with anything good enough. So I figured, what the hell, I'll just take the window out. All it is 2 bolts right here at the bottom, or 2 screws I should say. Those 2 screws come out, then you pull the window out through the top, like basically you would slide it in this way, right down through here and down into the openings and then through, and you take it out the same way. You just push it up and slide it up and bring it up past this right here, and because of the curve right here, you can pull the window straight out. Should be easier to get this clean now. So I'm going to clean it and then put it back. Alright, well, there's another hour gone, at least. It's currently 11:30 at night. The window's back in. It's clean. Like, really clean. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I can see through it now. So it is perfectly 100% clean. I even cleaned the bottom portion of it that was all dirty whenever I took it out. So one more task down. I can put the door back together. I already put the new window switch in, so that's taken care of. Yeah, time to put the door back together. Then maybe I can start reassembling the rest of the interior. Okay, so it's been a hot minute since I've done an update on where I'm at with the car. Vacuumed and carpet cleaned this side. I have not done the other one. I ran out of cleaner, so I have to go and refill it. But I actually did that a little while ago. Everything's all clean up there. And I don't know if you remember, but there was like orange rust staining all over in the back there. That has all been cleaned out and vacuumed, wiped up and everything. I used the drill brush and I scrubbed that area right there and got it all cleaned up as best as it's really going to come. All of the areas up along through here in the back, down this side, and all up and through here have all been, I didn't have like a detailing brush, but I used a brand new paintbrush that was only a couple $1 paintbrush. It's probably over here on the floor somewhere. So I probably just threw it out of there. But it was a brand new paintbrush, and I used it to brush all of the dust off, and then I used a cloth and just some water, and I wiped everything down real good. The seat belts, all 5 seat belts, have been steam cleaned and then wiped off with a towel. And all of the door jambs up along through here have been cleaned out because they were full of dust and debris, and all of the doors. And this is all scratched up because the key was stuck in the ignition and the door got locked a couple of times, and I'm pretty sure that the previous owner had to bang it open, had to bend it a little bit and stuff. I'm gonna have to readdress cleaning these doors because they're still kind of, they look like they're still dirty, even though I steam cleaned them, I wiped them clean, whatever, you know. I put the new window switch in. Nice, and hear the difference. So that's the new one. I took this out and cleaned it off because it was kind of dirty all around, and then I reseated it and tightened the screws down better because it was kind of loose too. The window, like I said before, no longer has that screwed up tint on it that makes it to where you can't see out your side mirror. I put new windshield wipers on and cleaned the window. There are scratch marks in the window from previous crappy windshield wipers. I don't really know that there's anything I can do about that. I don't know if taking like a buffing cloth or like a buffing pad to it, I can maybe buff some of the scratches out. I doubt it. So that is what it is. yeah, I done all that, and then actually, I'll smash this cable. I got up under the car and got the coolant that was sitting in there. It's all out and, you know, ready to be disposed of. The oil is currently, or was currently, draining. Looks like it's about done by now. I refilled it with coolant, and it, you know, gurgled and bubbled quite a bit, and I refilled it some more and again until no more bubbles. I'm sure that I'll have to run for a minute to get all the bubbles out of everywhere. But with the radiator cap open, I can squeeze the heater core lines, and I can hear air bubbles and water or coolant sloshing around in the radiator cap area. I have found out that this simple, what I thought was going to be a simple repair, this is a piece of exhaust repair hose. It's like a flexible piece of exhaust that you can use to repair a messed up section of your exhaust. Well, that is not going to work. The previous somebody, I don't know if it was the previous guy that I bought it from or the person before that, but they have haphazardly welded a bunch of different things together onto the exhaust pipe, and you know, just it's all kinds of messed up. I'm probably just gonna have to take the car to a muffler shop and have them properly do an exhaust. The O2 sensor that would normally be in the exhaust has been cut off or got ripped off, one of the two, but the wires for the O2 sensor are just hanging under the back of the car or underneath the middle of the car. Somebody messed up the drain plug for the oil pan, and I'm guessing they rounded it over or something, but they messed it up pretty badly. And I guess to fix the problem, I don't know if they already got it out and it was messed up, or if they needed to fix the problem before they got it out, but they got a castle nut for what looks like some kind of a pretty big suspension, because the highest socket that I have is a 27, and it was too big, and my 22 was too small, so somewhere between a 23 and a 26 millimeter sockets, and and then also standard, whatever standard size that is. My 7/8 was too small, so bigger than a 7/8, but they welded a castle nut onto the drain plug, so that's nice. I had to use a crescent wrench to get the drain plug off because I just didn't have the right size. The left hand side marker light over here, let's see, side marker there, the wires that go down below for it are cut off or got ripped off. At some point somebody did hit a curb or go in a ditch or something on this left hand side, because the bumper's messed up. There's scrapes all along the bottom of it. Obviously this tail light has some cracks in it. There's just signs of like a ditch or a curb or something really bad on this side, but that one's messed up, and the other one's all right, but it is broken. Yeah, see, it's broken. The other one, I don't know if the other one works or not, but the other one is all right. Did, however, buy 2 brand new side marker lights. They were like $3 on Rock Auto. So I got them when I got the window switch. Oh, and I haven't fully installed it yet. But, oh, it's kind of dangling in there. This is the light. So See, the light was missing, and so that's why there was so much water and stuff in the trunk, because this light has this rubber gasket seal around it to keep water from getting in the trunk. And thankfully, whenever I was removing all the seats and everything, I found, you see this little clip here? Well, the one on this side was somewhere either in the trunk or in the back seat or something like that, and I found it and was able to put it back on. So I got to get this coat hanger debacle off of here, and this bulb was burned out, so I got to buy a new bulb. The trunk, the electronic trunk release does work. Obviously this is your manual, and that seems to work fine. But I gotta get a new bulb, and I have to find a nut that'll fit on that side, so that I can finish putting that light in, and that will, you know, make sure that no more water gets in the trunk. So I'm gonna go look. I think I'm gonna look for a nut right now, and then I got to get all these stickers off the back of it here. This one, warning drivers, yeah. And then this one, New Roads Auto, quality used car and truck sales. I'm guessing that's where this car came from. But I got to get these stickers off here because I don't want them on here. Oh, this is just a magnet. Awesome. Ha! I thought that was a sticker. It's a magnet. I'll probably keep the magnet just because it's kind of funny. But I got to do all that kind of stuff. And again, the oil seems like it's done. So I'll go ahead and get the oil put back in it, and I'll bring you guys back here after I get the oil in, because I want to, even though it's going to be loud because the exhaust is all messed up, I'm not going to run it for very long because I am in my garage and I don't want to get like carbon monoxide poisoning or something. I'm going to do a first start with a fresh oil change, new coolant, and an ignition that actually works. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully nothing blows up or catches on fire. Alright, so everything's all put together. I got the battery put back in. Both battery terminals are secured. It's got oil, it's got coolant. I see that it's got power, 183,227 miles. Well, really the only thing left to do now is test and see if the car starts with the key. Is the fuel pump priming? Well, like I said, it's loud, and I can't do anything about it. It's that exhaust down there is so, it's just screwed up. It's got weld after weld after weld. It's got like 3 different sections welded on. It starts, it runs, it starts right up and runs. So I think that's where we're going to leave it for now. Like I said, I do have to shampoo the other side of the carpet, clean the seats, and finish. That's the trunk liner and the spare tire cover. That stuff all needs to be cleaned too. But it's currently 4 o'clock in the morning. So, I'll see you on the next portion of this video. What's up, guys? So it's been like 5 days since I've been able to work on the neon. And part of that reason is because I had 3 days left of work until my summer shutdown. The other part of the reason is because my daughter had her baby during this time frame. One of the reasons why I was getting this car ready for her and her husband is because they were going to need a vehicle to get their baby back and forth from doctor's appointments and for him to get to and from work and all kinds of stuff like that. So the last thing that I did in here was figure out that the exhaust is totally screwed and I have to take it to a muffler shop to get it fixed. But as far as what I've done that I actually could do, it was this. I vacuumed and used the carpet cleaner on this whole side over here and on the headliner. Unfortunately, the carpet cleaner kind of made the headliner start falling down. I don't know what I can do about that, or if I can do anything about it. I'm going to try some things, but it's at least cleaner now than it was. It was pretty filthy. It looked like something had exploded all over the ceiling. But I digress on that. I had cleaned this side with the carpet cleaner. I did not get the transmission tunnel hump. Although this car is front wheel drive, so I'm not sure why there's a hump right here. I have to look under. Oh, it's for the exhaust. The exhaust runs along this path. But I did not get that carpet cleaned, and I did not get this side done. And one of the ways and reasons you can tell is because that nasty spot is still up there in the corner. So I've got the carpet cleaner full of solution and water now. And I'm going to get back to cleaning this out. I'm going to try to get the interior all cleaned up tonight and get it put back in. I still have to do the seats, the trunk liner, and get them back in here. So I got to get working on it. It's currently about 9 o'clock in the evening. I'm hoping to have this wrapped up tonight. I got tags and I got the vehicle registered. So it's drivable legally now. It's got insurance on it and everything. But areas like this, you can see it's discolored right here. And then up there, there's like staining from dirt and shoes and stuff. And then that nasty mess, whatever that is. But this side doesn't have any of that. It's still a little discolored right there. But almost all of the stuff that would come up did come up there. So, time to get to this side. Alright, so I'm going to try to get you guys in to see the worst of this being cleaned up. It's mostly this front seat, the corner right there, and then all of this stuff down over here. So, let's start with this corner. Actually decided just to put some carpet cleaning solution on there and then hit this entire thing with the drill brush first because I think it's going to do the best. So I gotta go and grab it now. Alright, I'm back with the drill brush. I'm going to use this one. Got that scrubbed pretty good. Let's try getting a better view and sucking up all of that nasty water. Well, what do you think? The nasty stain is basically gone from the corner. It looks like there might be a little bit right here that I need to try to scrub out still. Yeah, there might be a little bit right there still. I need to get the shop vac back in here again. There's still a lot of little stuff all over the carpet, but overall, not too bad for a almost 20-year-old car. Again, that's this side that's all done and dry and everything. And there's this side, and I got my little light here to help out. I'm sure you probably already noticed. Not too bad. I just gotta do the rest of it. Apparently I'm having some kind of technical difficulties with my sprayer spraying very good. Let me Alright, so apparently I gotta figure out what's wrong with my dumb carpet cleaner, because the sprayer's decided it doesn't want to spray water out every time I pull the trigger. And I know I'm not about out of clean water, so there's got to be something wrong with it. This is the after of, you know, this is what the after looks like. I do need to hit it with the regular vacuum again and suck up any of the loose hairs and extra dirt and stuff that got loosened up with the carpet cleaner. But it definitely looks a lot better, at least I think so. So I'm gonna get started on cleaning the bottom of the back seat. This is the part that you actually sit on in the back. And as you can see, it is quite disturbingly disgusting. So hopefully my carpet cleaner will work right to spray, and I got this brush here. It's a more of a soft bristled brush, so hopefully it won't tear up the seats at all, to get that clean, and we'll see how good we get it. Alright, so you get the gist. It's going to take me a while to get them clean. That's what, second pass on them, going over it. And a lot of the dirty water that came out was dirty. A lot of the water that came out was dirty. I could see it coming up through the nozzle. So I'm going to hit it a few more times. And see if I can't get it a little bit cleaner. It might just be stained. I mean, it is 05. Next year's right around the corner, and it's 24, so at least 19 years, maybe 20, depending on if this came out early 2004 or late 2004 or early 2005. So it might be a lost cause to get it perfect, but I'm gonna try. Well, that's probably about as good as I'm going to get it. I stood it up on end here because I'm going to get the not the carpet cleaner, the wet dry vac, and try to clean off the ends up here and on the front. Because there's little stuff like this. The sides aren't too bad. There's a little bit back here in the back that I need to try to clean off. Aside from that, not too bad. There is a tiny little hole in the seat right here, and there's this indentation right here, because whenever I got the car, the guy that I bought it from had a big, huge, like, come along laying in the back seat right there in that spot. If it wasn't for that, that seat would probably look damn near perfect. But not too bad, I don't think. I'm sure it'll probably lighten up and start looking less good once it dries, but for now, not too bad. Okay, so I don't really have a good way of showing you how bad the back of the back seat was. I did vacuum the back of the back seat, but I'm going to show you some of the nasty spots before I hit them with the carpet cleaner and the drill brush and the wet dry vac and try to get them all cleaned up. But these, I got it leaned up against the garage door right now. Okay. So these are the spots where the big bolts go in to hold it in, and that's the base of the seat. This would be the driver's side rear backing, and again, there's that nastiness there, here, and here, and then that would be the passenger side. Passenger side is definitely not as bad as the driver's side was. And mind you, this is after I vacuumed it all off real good with the big wet dry vac. And it still looks like that. I'm gonna get those brackets all cleaned up. Backside, not too bad. The brackets themselves still definitely need cleaned. But the back of it is actually not in too bad a condition. The upholstery on the top, however, let me pause this. Okay, so I've got the seat turned upright, and the top of the back seats did not fare well with sun damage. They have been bleached really bad. That's been vacuumed. I cleaned that all off. It's not like there's like drywall dust or something all over it. That's just the color of the fabric from the sunlight, sun bleaching it after nearly 20 years. Cars probably never garage kept. And so yeah, that's what it looks like. But I'm gonna get to cleaning up all these nasty areas, and I'll bring you back whenever I get done. There's not really going to be a good way for me to show you guys me doing this. So it's been about half hour later, I think. I have wet the seat down, scrubbed it down, cleaned off the brackets, the mounting brackets on the front and the back, and taken the wet dry vac and the carpet cleaner first, and then the wet dry vac to the seat and cleaned it off. This is where we're at right now with the back portion of the back seat that you lean your back on. So still obviously sun damaged. This spot right here is where the seatbelt lays at across the top of the seat. The material feels a lot nicer right there than it does right here. But look at that. Not too bad. Still a little bit of staining in this area right here. But overall, pretty clean. It's definitely sanitary now. And like I said, I cleaned off all those brackets down there. The best I could, at least. Some of them are scratched up. Some of them are like the stains are like really on there. But I cleaned those up, and then inside the seats, back here I cleaned those brackets up too. Got knocked over. So I'm gonna let it air dry overnight. I gotta clean the two driver's side and passenger side front seats and let them dry also. And while those are drying, I'll get the interior trim pieces all put back on. The inside, like I said, the carpet inside is all clean. I don't think there's anything in there right now. I don't know what this thing is called right here, but this little stop right here, whenever it comes all the way out, it makes noises. But you can see it's moving where it's not supposed to be moving. That should not be shifting right there like that. Get closer. See how it's sliding in and out of there? So I'm going to have to figure out what that's called and buy a new one. But yeah, it makes that noise. That's the interior. Probably about as clean as I can get it. Not much else to say about that. The floor still looks dirty over here, but I think it's just stained and worn through from years of people's feet on it. The carpet was coming clean with the carpet cleaner. Like whenever I would suck it up with the hose, it wasn't dirty anymore. So that is what it is. 20-year-old car. It's all cleaned out. I still have to clean way back there in the back section on both sides and get that all cleaned up. But the rest of it in here, and the trunk is all done. And I got to do the trunk liner, and it's pretty bad. I'll show you whenever I get to it. Alright, so I'm going to get to working on the driver's side front seat. Getting it cleaned. The front seat, while not super horrible, does need cleaning pretty good. And unfortunately, somebody who owned this car in the past was a smoker, because there are smoker cigarette ash burn holes in a couple spots. The seat itself, like I said, not the worst I've ever seen, but not great either. And the seatbelt piece here, that is not supposed to be loose like that. Somebody was in here doing something, or it came loose, or I don't know what, but I'm going to end up tightening that up. This is the passenger side one. That's the way it's supposed to be. So I'll end up tightening that up before I put it back in the car. I got to vacuum this thing off pretty good, because there's definitely a lot of junk in there. I might end up having to take that cover plate off the side there, so I can get down deep in there and get that crap out of there. As you can see, I have the seat pushed all the way back. It's as far back as it leans. I mean, I guess that's pretty good. Anyway, let's get to it. So I'm working on cleaning up the driver's side seat, and I'm glad I took the cover off for where the handle is to make the seat go backward, because wow, it is gross in there. It takes a T20 Torx bit to get the cover off, and this is what I found whenever I got it off. All that nastiness in there. And I discovered that on the bottom of the seat, you see this V-shaped bar right here that goes up to the front. This side of the bar was not in here. Let's see if it's, oh, come on. Was not in there like that. Oops. This side of the bar was just floating over here in no man's land. So I put that back where it belongs, and it seems to be holding pretty good in there. I thought maybe there was supposed to be another one of these springs over here on this side, because there is a hole over here, right there, where another one of these springs looks like it could go in, but there's only one on the other seat too, so I'm guessing it only needs one. So I'm going to get the vacuum, suck all this crap out of here, clean it up a little bit, and probably put a little bit of grease in there and then put it back together. That's much better. It's not perfect, but it's much better. I did not grease it because it actually looks like there's a decent amount in there, and I don't know if I have the right grease or not. So I just left it alone. It's working right now. And this is all cleaned. It's not perfect, but it's clean. Cleaned inside the holes even. Alright. Driver's side seat is clean. Doesn't look a lot better than it did, but it looks better. And obviously it's clean because I cleaned it. So that'll be better. And this is what it looks like. Like I said, there are some burn holes from cigarettes in the seat, and I found a couple more down here, down in the bottom of the seat. But again, 20-year-old car, probably has had multiple owners, and it's 20 years. So last seat, passenger side seat. Oh yeah, wait. I figured out whenever I was cleaning it that the headrest was on backwards. So the headrest was on this direction like this, when it needs to be like that, with the, the headrest section facing forward. So the headrest was on backwards, and yeah, now I'm going to put it on the right way after it dries, because I cleaned this too. So I went ahead and just took the other cover off anyway. There's a nut inside the other cover. Of course, lots of dirt and debris, but there's a nut just sitting there inside the other cover. No idea what it goes to, where it came off of. I didn't lose it. So yeah, I'll save that just in case I find what that goes to. Time to get this cleaned up. Now that looks much better. Clean the outside and the inside. Unfortunately, I forgot to get the dry picture of this seat before I started. I just got it all wet, but as you can see, all the nasty cruddy crap in the back there. There's a bunch of coins and stuff stuck underneath the edge of the seat, and there was something, and that right there, that white spot is a deodorant stain. So let's see if we can take care of some of that. Alright, so scrubbed it the best I could. Those couple of spots right there, they would not come out. I did manage to get most of that crap in the back out of there. I think the back came out pretty good. A couple of little spots up there in the corners right there and right there. But again, 20-year-old upholstery in a 20-year-old car, not too bad. And there's not a whole bunch of rips and tears in it, except for the burn marks from the cigarettes. So I have to clean the headliner. I mean, not the headliner. I already did that and screwed it up, because now the headliner's falling down and it wasn't before. But I have to clean the headrest on the seat, and then I'll be finished with the interior of the vehicle, except for the trunk liner, which is going to take a hot minute to do all by itself because it's filthy. Yeah, I'm going to clean the headrest on this seat and then start assembling the interior of the vehicle and getting this thing back to a drivable status. Now I've got plates and insurance on it. Alright, so it's about an hour and a half from the last little snippet I shot after I cleaned the last seat, and I have officially gotten all of the trim pieces put back into the car. So we got those, that one, all of that stuff put back on, all of the front trim pieces up here, all the way around, and then over on this side, same thing, everything all put back on, and all of the bolts for the seat belts been tightened down pretty good. I put a lot of pressure on them. I don't know what the torque spec is on them, but I put a lot on there. There's probably at least 80 to 100 foot-pounds of pressure, maybe more on them. But this one tightened down, that one over there tightened down, that one down there, this one here, and then both of the ones under those two covers right there, they have been tightened down real tight. I temporarily placed all of the bolts in the holes for all of the seats, just so that I won't lose them. Same thing over here. I did have these bolts sitting in one of the seats, yeah, I was just, so I put them over here so I won't lose them. Now I have to get back here and try to clean the trunk out, and clean the liner, and fix the tail light. Then before I put the seats back in, I got to vacuum again, because climbing in and out of here, putting the trim pieces on, I got dirt all over the carpet again from my dirty garage floor. Alright guys, so I'm cleaning out the trunk, and as you can see, it's pretty nasty over here. I sprayed everything down with just a water bottle. just to kind of get it soaking already. And then this is the right side of the car in the trunk. On the left side, I used a towel and I started wiping it up already. And so this is what it looks like on the right side. Now that I have light back here, because I was doing it in the dark, I can see some areas that I missed. But I'm actually going to grab my steam cleaner and come back over here and steam out all these little areas back here. But like that up there, it's, you know, there's still some stuff back there in the back, which is why I'm going to get the steam cleaner and I'm going to hit it up again so that it'll look even better than it does now. That's what the other side looked like a second ago. So I think that's probably going to be good enough. It doesn't look nearly as horrendous as it did back here. There's some rust right there. I'm not sure why that's the only spot back here that's got rust on it, but either way, it's pretty clean back here. I even got the trunk deck lid channel cleaned out, and I wiped down the trunk itself and got it all nice and clean, or mostly clean at least. I still have to find a nut that will fit on that stud and replace this bulb because it is burned out, and then finish putting the trunk liner in. I gotta go clean it now. Alright, last two things left to clean. Trunk liner and the spare tire vanity cover, I guess. There's no spare tire, so I gotta get that remedied also. There's no jack, or I got a 4-way lug wrench to put in here, but no jack. Anyway, last thing to clean is this. Check it out. Look at that. So yeah, I think I hit a little bit of that with the vacuum on accident, like up here in the corner, but overall it's bad. Hopefully here in a few minutes it won't be. Guys, so the trunk liner is back in. I did not use the carpet cleaner on it, which is why it's not 100%. Well, it's not a lot more perfect than it is, but what I did do is what I'm about to show you over here. So I still have the spare tire cover that I had started cleaning actually. And so what I did was the same thing that I'm doing over here, only I used the vacuum and in 2 modes. And so this is it. So the carpet, it looked a lot like this side on this side. And so all I did was I used the brush and basically started down here at this end and just ran it back and forth. And pushed everything that was on it that way. And so I did the same thing with the trunk liner. I vacuumed it first, and then I used this on it and pushed everything basically to the middle, to the spare tire well. And I vacuumed it again, and then I hit the spare tire well with this to loosen up everything that was in the middle of it, and then I vacuumed it again. And then I put the vacuum in the blowing mode where the hose is on top where the outlet is instead of where the inlet is down here. and then I blew off the whole thing afterwards. Of course, I moved my freshly cleaned seats out of the way first. But so I'm going to go ahead and finish up with this. Get it back in the car. I'm not going to carpet clean it because it's kind of, it's kind of thrashed anyway. So I'll get it back in the car the way it is. And then I'm going to start putting the seats back in. Last but not least, this is the spare tire hold down screw. It slides out and you can, put it down if you need to because you don't have a spare tire in there. I'm going to hit it with a wire wheel real quick, clean it up, and then I think I'm going to spray some of that rust reformer on it. And see if I can keep it from rusting and looking like crap any more than it already does. So it's probably like 20 minutes later. If I had a bench grinder, it probably wouldn't have taken nearly as long. I just use my drill and one of those brushes to try to clean this up. I got it most of the way clean. I didn't try for those edges, but I got the bottom and the top, the bolt, and this big ass wing nut clean. So I'm going to go ahead and put some rust reformer on there and then start putting the seats back in. So it's the next day. I'm finally completely finished with putting the car back together. I'm about to start it for the first time in, well, it's been almost 3 weeks. I guess not the first time. I did start it after I got everything put together just to make sure that I didn't screw something up, but about to get it started and get it out of the garage and take it for a little test drive and make sure that everything feels okay. Oh, there she is. She's running. And how loud it is, why I have to go to the muffler shop. That's bad. Seems to be running alright though. I need to drive around the block a little bit and let it warm up. Make sure that the cooling system has got burped and everything. So, one last thing, now that the car is operational, I still have to get the exhaust fixed, but it was Saturday, 2 days before Christmas, and the only shop that was open late enough, or at all, that could do any kind of exhaust repair was not able to do any kind of bending of exhaust pipes. They were able to just fix straight pipes. But one little thing here, the keen eye amongst you, and or maybe I told you guys because I've shot so many videos. I've been working on this car for about 40 hours total to get it to the point where it is now. But the driver's side door frame up around the edge is, or was, dented really badly and starting to rust. So this is where I'm at right now. This is the driver's side door, and well, right here along the edge of the door, basically right here on the door, up along the edge, there are 3 spots that, like I said, there's 2 real big dents and then a smaller dent, and it was rusting really bad right there. So as you can see, I have it taped off, and I have cardboard all around it, and I used this the silver tape here, this what is it? I don't know what you call it. It's like heating tape, like heating duct tape. But I taped it all off and made it to where, well, nothing can get through right there. And as long as I don't spray the spray paint back too far, I'm going to put the rust reformer over those 2 areas because they were just bright, rusted spots. And I cleaned them off with a wire wheel Not trying to make this perfect. This car definitely has a lot of stuff wrong with it still. And it would take thousands of dollars and hours of time to get it to a perfect state. But I at least wanted to prevent the doors from rusting anymore. So, let's see if I can get this cap off here with the one hand. And I figure as long as I don't spray back too far, I shouldn't get any overspray on the car. Shake it up a little bit here. And yes, it's going to leave some odd-shaped black spots on the door. But it's better than the door rusting through. Sorry about the lights. The LED lights are screwing with it. So those two spots will hopefully now just be coated, and here in a little bit I'll probably come back down here and hit it again. That drip is not going to get far enough down to get on the car. It's going to hit that cardboard and get soaked in, so I'm not too worried about that. But I'll let it dry for a little while, come back down and hit it one more time, and then I'll let it dry for like 5 minutes, and then I'll take all of the tape and everything off, and we'll see what it looks like. Hopefully it's not too bad. But it'll be better than the door rusting out. So it's the next day, and I forgot all about the painting that I did on the door of the car. Hope it doesn't look too bad. I did put 2 coats on it last night, and I got it, well, to the point you're about to see. So this is more than dry. No issues with that. Let's try to get some of this tape and stuff off here. Jeez. Stuck to my hand. Actually forgot about that spot. There's another rust spot right there. Kind of forgot about it. Alright. So it looks like I'm probably going to have to do this kind of again and hit that spot, because I kind of forgot it was under there. But these spots are definitely not going to rust again right now. Like I said before, I know it doesn't look perfect. It's not aesthetically pleasing, and I might even try to get some silver spray paint and mask it off again and spray it down with some silver spray paint just to kind of hide it a little bit. But I just wanted to stop the rust from, well, continuing to rust. Again, this is what it looks like. And it's currently actually 12:34 in the morning, so Merry Christmas to anybody who's watching this after Christmas or on Christmas, because I definitely won't have this video done by the time Christmas is in full effect. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I got to get the exhaust fixed on Tuesday, and then it'll be drivable. And well, my daughter and son-in-law, hopefully this will be the first stepping stone to them making a better life for themselves, because right now they're definitely struggling. So I just got back from the muffler shop not too long ago, and because somebody cut the catalytic converter off of this car, they said that they would have to, by regulation, order and replace it to do the work. And their distributor does not have any in stock right now, and just the cat, not including labor or any of that other stuff, was going to cost around $900 to get it from his distributor. So I told him to forget it for now. I will have to get it fixed later. And I went home and I did some research, and well, let me backtrack a little bit. He also said that most of the rest of the exhaust was bad too, and that I should probably replace it. So, forward in time, I went and did some research, and I found on mufflerexpress.com they have the exact fit direct bolt replacement catalytic converter for this car for $189. And then I did more research, and I found on summitracing.com they have a direct fit bolt-on no weld a complete exhaust kit that is designed specifically for this model of car. It's got all the right bins and all the right places and all the right muffler hanger hooks already welded onto it and everything, and it fits directly into the cat pipe. So for after taxes and shipping and everything, for $417, I can buy and just do all the work myself for the exhaust on this car. Like I said, it's a direct bolt replacement cat and direct bolt replacements muffler. It has basically flared tubing that fits over one another all the way back, and muffler clamps to clamp all of those pieces to one another. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because the muffler shop told me that I could buy all of the parts and bring it in, and they would put it on for me, and it was going to cost me $400 in labor. That's how much I'm going to basically pay for all of the parts and just do it myself. It won't be, you know, welded together or anything, but it's going to be a direct fit replacement, and it's going to be muffler clamped all together all the way down, and it should be just fine. This car was, I haven't said how much I paid for this car, but let's just say it was under $1,000. So I don't want to spend over $1,000 on just the exhaust. And I think that's going to call it a wrap for this. There is a small oil leak. It's been sitting in the garage for a couple days, and there's probably about 3 or 4 ounces of oil on the ground under the car where it was sitting at, so I'm going to have to try to figure that out. It's probably just a oil pan gasket or something. Hopefully nothing crazier than that. But I'm going to call it a wrap on the video for this car. She starts, she runs, she's clean. This is, well, there's some stuff on the floor from me getting in and out of it, but guys, it's a night and day difference. Let's turn the light on here. A night and day difference between what it was and what it is now. It ain't perfect, but it's 20 years old. So I was doing the final editing of this video, and I realized I did not record a closing scene for this video. Guys, if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'd really appreciate the subscriptions if you would like to see more of this kind of stuff. You know, buying a car and basically redoing the whole interior and going from a non-working, let's see, no heater core or bad heater core, ignition system messed up, exhaust system messed up, window messed up, window switch messed up, and overall filthy car. If you'd like to see something along those lines, let me know in the comments if you liked it, and I'll try to do more of it. And until then, please like, share, and definitely subscribe, guys. I really need the subscriptions. I'm really close to getting that first eligibility for getting paid for the videos on YouTube. I need I think 153 people. I think I'm at 347 right now, or 346. So I need like 154 people to subscribe to the channel. So if you like this content, please subscribe to it. I'll try to do more of it. My garage is not very big, but I make it work. And to all you that are coming back and watching the videos, thank you. Love you guys. Hopefully everybody has a great New Year's, because New Year's Day is, what, 2 or 3 days from now? It's currently the 28th at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I basically just got done editing the rest of this video. There was a lot of stuff to sort through. Have a wonderful day, a great night, and I'll see you guys on the next one.